Welcome to Real Love, Real Stories TV and podcast. This is Kanu. I'm the host. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the place to be to hear love stories. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. Audible is offering our listeners a free audiobook with a 30-day trial membership. Just go to audibletrial.com/Real Love, Real Stories and browse the unmatched selection of audio programs. Download a title free and start listening. It's that easy. Go to audibletrial.com/Real Love, Real Stories to get started today. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about dating yourself. So, whether you are single or in a relationship, you can date yourself, and mostly when you're single. So, what does that even mean, dating yourself? What does that even look like? So, dating yourself is exactly that. You are taking yourself on a date that somebody else would otherwise take you out on. So, you don't have to wait to be in a relationship to experience those things that you love. And so, you can do that now. You can take yourself out on a date. So in beginning of 2020, I made a decision that one of the things that I'm going to focus on for this year is this whole idea of dating myself. I do a lot of waiting, like waiting till I'm in a relationship, waiting till a friend is free, waiting till, somebody comes to visit or something like that to do the things that I love. I just decided this year that I'm going to date myself and do a lot of those things. So so it's essentially me making a reservation if I want to go to dinner, or, take myself to a movie, you know. So some of the examples of things that I've heard people that date themselves, what they do, if you're into movies, you can do a matinee, date yourself, take yourself to a movie. You can take a community class, like a cooking class, or, a class about making art, or a knitting class, if that's what you like. I don't know. Some photography is another fun one to do. So definitely you can take yourself on a date and do those things. So one of the things I love to do is attending storytelling events. I absolutely take myself to a date to hear stories in the area. You can take a dance class. I'm actually thinking about taking a dance class or a music lesson or something like that. You can watch the sunset. Arizona, where I live, we have some of the best sunsets and sunrises as well. So you can go pick up a coffee in the morning, sit somewhere and watch the sunrise. You can go grab a glass of wine somewhere and sip on your wine while you're watching the sun setting. I actually did that yesterday, but I had some people with me, which was fun. You can head to the museum. I happen to live in the downtown arts districts of Phoenix, so I'm surrounded by museums. I have a membership to one of them, and so I can absolutely just, decide I'm going to focus on one genre of art and then just, learn more about that at the museum. So that's a way to like date myself, grab a drink before or after, and then go to the museum. It doesn't have to be an all day thing. So what works though, what I'm trying to do is to say each month, I need to date myself. So I did that in January. I did my first date, which I'll share here in a little bit. And then for February, I'm going to have to, it's coming towards the end of the month. So I need to come up with my date pretty quickly. But, the reason why I haven't done it yet, because I didn't plan it. So what works is if you decide on the 15th of every month, I'm going to take myself out on a date. You're planning, it's in your calendar, it's on your calendar, and you already know some of the things that you can do. Like I shared some examples earlier. So absolutely put your journal calendar. Maybe it's like every second or third Saturday of every month you go out. So it's there. It's non-negotiable because that's your time to date yourself. So that's what I'm going to do actually starting next month, which is March, is to put maybe the second Saturday of every month, I'll be dating myself. So speaking of such, in January, I decided I was going to start that, like I said. So I did my first date. My first date was to go to a smash room. So a smash room is also called a rage release room. So it's an opportunity to be bad in an environment where being bad is good. I was so lucky because I called them and they were able to open the place a couple hours before to accommodate my schedule. And when I showed up, of course I paid money, and then they gave me this tub full of breakables. I'm talking cups, glass, bottles, keyboard, and an old telephone, and some other things that I'm like, what is that? But it breaks, I'm gonna break it. So the idea behind that is there's this one designated wall where you throw things or you hit with a baseball bat and everything breaks on that wall. And really, it's a really good exercise if you have some pinned up energy, if you have some things that you need to deal with to release whatever that is. It's a really good idea to do that. I don't know how to get angry. So I thought, if I do that, maybe that will help me deal with the losses that I've gone through in the last 2 years. So I went, I had so much fun. I mean, they gave me this bottle with like colored sand in it. And so, of course, they recorded it on like slow motion. And then when you hit it with a baseball bat and all the sand, this multi-colored sand was flying up in the air, and it looked like you just like did something really cool, when it was just something as simple as like striking this bottle and then the sand, of course, came out. So it was really fun. So now I have a little video to show, and and I was able to say I've done it. So after that, I went to one of my favorite restaurants in Arizona. It's actually in Scottsdale. It's called Lolo's Chicken. So I went and enjoyed a cocktail. I sat at the bar, enjoyed a cocktail, and then ordered my chicken dish. And it wasn't too many people when I showed up, so I wasn't able to have conversations with people like I would like, because this is something that I am doing this year. I was talking to Kiana from New Geechee, check out her podcast, that this whole idea of like being mindful wherever you go, be open to having a conversation with anybody. And so I love that very much, because as a person, as a love guru, as my friends call me, I am opening myself to find love and for love to find me. So in order to do that, I have to be open to talking to people. And it doesn't matter, men or women, I am talking to everybody, and just being open to making friendships. So if you're in a relationship, you can go sit at the bar and enjoy a meal and a drink and strike conversations with people, and maybe you make a friend. If you're single, you do the same. You might make a friend, you might meet somebody great to date. So this whole idea of dating yourself is really, really fun. And one thing I want to say too, when you date yourself, make sure that you are not on your phone. Because I was on my phone when I was sitting at the bar, and maybe that's why I didn't end up talking to anyone. So the next date that I take myself on, I'm not going to be on my phone. There won't be any negative talk about anything. So, one of the things that I was thinking is I was sitting there eating my fried chicken. I was like, oh, maybe because, I haven't been working out that much with my injury and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I'm eating too many calories. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to enjoy every bite and just be there, just be present and enjoy every single thing that I order, and just love myself and not so much waste time thinking about how many calories I'm consuming. But of course I have to be mindful, with what I order. But I just want to be there, present, eat, talk to people, and make it a fun date. So I want to hear from you, my friend. If you're single, are you dating yourself? And what does that look like? If you're in a relationship, are you able to date yourself? Because that might mean that your partner is not interested in the things that you like, or they work a different shift than you, and you never have your schedules aligned. So you can't keep waiting. You can date yourself on a Friday night or Saturday night. So I want to hear what works for you guys in terms of dating yourself. What have you done? What has your experience been? I'm super interested in hearing it. So there you go, guys. Date yourself and let me know your experiences. Thank you so much for listening and all the way to the end. I am genuinely so grateful. So now you can continue to show your support in a few different ways. The first one is, if you can think of someone who might benefit from this episode, please send it to them. And the second thing is, we all are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and the like. So please share this episode. And I love it when people tag me to their post. And 3, head over to iTunes. You can leave a review and you can rate this episode. All your feedback is very helpful and it helps this podcast get visible so others can listen to all these great stories. Thank you so much. Till next time.